Hey everybody, welcome to R&R Woodworking. Today we're going to take a 24-inch piece of 2x4. This happens to be cedar. It was in my cutoff. So yes, it's scrap wood. It is what it is. I like that word. These things are selling for $40. $40. Simple build. It's Christmas related. You got 2 weeks, a little over before Christmas get here. Be a hero. Get these things built. Sell them real quick. Pay for those little toys you got to buy. Hey, if you figure out what it is somewhere in the video, leave a timestamp in the comment. Tell me what you think it is. Let's go over to the build. If you stick around to the end, I'll tell you exactly the measurements, the angles, everything. Super, super simple. Let's get to the build.
Let's look at a Christmas story. Every Christmas morning begins the same way. Boxes appear under the tree, paper is torn, ribbons fly, and someone inevitably says, "I already know what this is," while absolutely not knowing what it is. Gift giving feels so natural to Christmas that it's hard to imagine the holiday without it. But Christmas gifts weren't always toys, gadgets, or things ordered 2 days before Christmas with an overnight shipping. The tradition has a long, winding history, one that stretches back thousands of years, and begins long before there was a Christmas morning at all. Long before Christianity, ancient cultures celebrated winter festivals centered on light, renewal, and generosity. In ancient Rome, the festival of Saturnalia took place in December and included feasting, role reversals, and most importantly, gift giving. These gifts were often small, like candles, coins, or simple handmade items. The purpose was extravagance. It was goodwill. It was not extravagance. It was goodwill. Gifts symbolized hope and light during the darkest time of the year. As Christianity spread, early believers didn't immediately celebrate Christmas the way we do now. In fact, for the first few centuries, Easter was far more important than the birth of Christ. When Christmas celebrations began to take shape around the 4th century, gift giving slowly found a new meaning, one tied directly to the story of Jesus. The most influential gift story in Christian tradition comes from the Nativity itself. According to the Gospel of Matthew, wise men traveled from the east, following a star, and brought gifts to the infant Jesus. Gifts like gold, frankincense, and myrrh. These weren't toys or practical baby items. They were symbolic gifts. Gold for the kingship, frankincense for worship, and myrrh foreshadowing the sacrifice. These gifts set a powerful example. They showed that Christmas gifts were not meant to be about value alone, but meaning. For centuries after, gift giving at Christmas was modest. In medieval Europe, gifts were usually small and practical, stuff like food, clothing, handmade items, or coins. Children might receive a single gift, often tied to religious observances rather than abundance. Gifts were commonly exchanged on December the 6th, the feast day of St. Nicholas, rather than on Christmas Day itself. St. Nicholas, a 4th century bishop known for secret acts of generosity, played a major role in shaping gift giving. Stories spread of him leaving coins for poor and gifts for children, often anonymously. Over time, his legacy became linked with giving quietly and generously, an idea that still echoes today. As Europe moved into the Renaissance and early modern periods, Christmas gifts began to shift. Royal courts exchanged elaborate presents as displays of power and favor, while common people still practiced simpler giving. Gifts were often exchanged on New Year's Day instead of Christmas, symbolizing good fortune for the year ahead. The major turning point came in the 19th century. During the Victorian era, Christmas experienced a revival. Influenced by writers like Charles Dickens, especially A Christmas Carol, the holiday became centered on family, generosity, and children. Gift giving moved firmly into the home and onto Christmas Day. The focus shifted from obligation to affection. This was also the beginning of Christmas as we recognize it today. Industrialization made goods more affordable and widely available. Factories produced toys, books, and household items at scale. Stores began advertising Christmas gifts, and the idea of shopping specifically for Christmas took hold. Children became the primary focus of gift giving, and Christmas morning emerged as a moment of excitement and surprise. In America, these traditions blended with immigrant customs from Germany, England, and the Netherlands. Santa Claus, evolving from St. Nicholas, became the central gift bringer. By the late 1800s, Santa delivering gifts on Christmas Eve was firmly established in popular culture. The 20th century transformed Christmas gifts again. After World War II, economic growth fueled consumer culture. Gifts become bigger, more plentiful, and more commercialized. Toy companies market directly to children. Department stores turn Christmas into a season-long event. The idea of more slowly replaced the idea of meaning. Still, even as commercialization grew, the heart of gift-giving remained. Gifts become a way to show love, to provide comfort, and to celebrate togetherness, especially during difficult times. During wars, depressions, and global uncertainty, people continued to give what they could, even if it was just a little. Handmade gifts never disappeared. Knitted scarves, wooden toys, baked goods, and handwritten notes carried a kind of value money could not replace. These gifts echoed the earliest traditions, simple, personal, and heartfelt. Today, Christmas gifts exist in many forms. Some are wrapped under trees, others are experiences, donations, or acts of service. Many families intentionally simplify, choosing fewer gifts and more time together. Others keep traditions alive with stockings, surprise gifts, or one meaningful present. At its best, Christmas gift giving reflects the original purpose of the season. No obligation, no excess, just generosity. The first Christmas gift wasn't gold or myrrh. It was Christ himself, a gift given freely, not because it was deserved, but because it was needed. Every gift we give today, whether large or small, carries a trace of that original meaning. And so, when the paper is torn and the boxes are empty, the real gift remains. The laughter, the gratitude, the reminder that giving, at its core, is an act of love. So remember that this year. When you're out shopping, and we all get caught up in those days, where we're just going through the motions, I've got to get gifts because I have to check a box. Let's remember what we're celebrating right now. Let's remember we're celebrating the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. With that, we get to celebrate time with our family, time with our loved ones, and just time together, because that's what we need right now. Thank y'all for listening.
I told you this was a very, very simple build. I've got a little shine on this and not quite dry yet. You figured it out yet, what it is? Anybody? Anybody got an idea? It's a Christmas card rack. You just put your Christmas cards down in the slot. There's 3 rows of them. They're staggered, stair-stepped. Told you it's very simple. Hey, if you notice there on the table saw, what we were doing, all we did is turn that thing over to 5 degrees, run it through there at 5 degrees, however deep you want to do it. I was going about 3/4, almost an inch, probably about 3/4 to be safe. I was running through 3/4, and I'd move it over 3/4 of an inch, half inch, whatever spaces out, whatever you're using. Just make it 3 rows, 2 rows, 1 row. You can make it however many you want to. But anyway, about a 5-degree angle, rip it all the way through. Then if you notice when I turned it on the side, what I did is I brought that angle over to 45 and cut just the front little scallop off of it. If you can tell what I'm doing right there, just the front scallop off of it. That way it made it kind of waterfall down. I'm telling you, these things are selling left and right. They're $40. They're all over the place. You don't have to make it out of cedar. You can make it out of pine. You can stain it. And you'll literally have less than $4, maybe. This thing took me every bit of 11 minutes to make. I timed it. It was 11 minutes, and that included spraying it and sanding it. 11 minutes. That's a lot of profit in 11 minutes. Get out there and make it. You got a little over 2 weeks. Be a Christmas hero. Hey, thanks. If you like that, check out one of these videos right here. You may like it as well. Also, like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It means more to me than you know. Leave a comment. Tell me what you thought. I love to read those comments. I answer every single one of them. I promise you. Every one of them. Also, we do have a membership now. If you'd like to jump on a membership, this is very new. We're going to start giving away some stuff in some of those. Also, some early releases and things like that. Every little bit helps, and maybe we can continue to get this thing to grow together. God bless you.